What ruins a restaurant? Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy. Thanks. When the background music is too loud. When they don't put price on menu. Makes me not want to order anything just in case it comes out to $30 per dish, and also feel embarrassed to ask for price of each item. Bad food. I personally like a dark and quiet atmosphere where I can sit in a high-backed booth and enjoy my meal with my family. Restaurants that are too open, too bright, and have loud music playing in the background ruins it for me personally. Children on loud devices, so damn annoying. Slow service coupled to food not served hot enough because it's been sitting in the kitchen too long waiting to be delivered. A menu that's way too freaking big, saying this as a food service worker. And disciplined children. A bad smell. Hashtag QR code menus. Unsupervised children. Waiting staff walking towards me carrying a cake and singing happy birthday. Screaming kids. My fartin' auntie. Ebola. Loud obnoxious customers. Snootiness. Ridiculously high prices. Small portions. Under or over attention by the staff. Dirtiness. Bad parking situation. Seating much too close together. Should I continue? A rude waiter waitress. Crying kids. Unattended children. Children in general. Went to a small restaurant that I've liked before. For some reason the owners decided to put up a karaoke machine in the middle of the place. With the size of the place and how loud the machine was, you could hear everything at any table. We sat down, heard a kid trying to sing Let It Go full blast, and all decided to leave. A passive-aggressive sign that complains about people not wanting to work anymore or some variation. And getting food poisoning. Loud music. Loud patrons. Loud children. Any featured on our AskWomen plates. When the manager comes over to have an extended conversation with us, as if we're becoming friends. The wait staff and kitchen not pacing dishes appropriately or asking if we need anything 3 times in 10 minutes and then fucking off for the next 20 when I actually needed my water refilled. Or refusing to just drop a water pitcher on the table when we ask and bringing multiple glasses of water that are 3/4 as ice. I have a narrowed esophagus and am a teacher. We're basically camels that refill each night because we can't pee during the day. Give me the water I ask for so I can eat your food. Children screaming. Mandatory gratuity. Microwaved food. Uncontrolled kids. Children being loud. Noise. Restaurants need to be thoughtful about how noise reverberates when designing the space. And then take other measures like playing music at a volume low enough that you don't have to strain to hear those at your table but loud enough it helps distract you from everyone else's conversations. Noise. A packed restaurant with everyone talking and loud background music is a killer. When parents let their kids run around and knock shit over. Rowdy kids. Gunshots, I guess. When the room temp is too high. Children. Crying babies and tables too close to each other. Honestly prefer outdoor dining for sure. You're telling me I have to sit next to Bobby and Sammy with a kid spitting his pasta out and making helicopter noises. Screaming kids. Children running around and everyone talking loudly. Bugs. I'm going to get hated on for this, but, however, not every child. I'm talking about the ones that the parents are obviously not putting much effort into. The ones that will run around, cause a scene, pester other diners, and just make themselves a nuisance. Sometimes prices need to change. I get that as frustrating as it can be, and in all fairness, that can ruin a restaurant for me just because of my budget, but I think that's an exception. But cutting quality to save money doesn't just make your food worse, it makes your image worse to your regulars. Bitch, I wouldn't have to parent your kid if you actually behaved like a parent. Roaches and crying babies. Together or separate. Kids. Children. Bad food. It could be a hole in the wall with a leaky roof and horrible service, but people will still go if the food's good. They'll probably just call it a hidden gem with character. Lights on in the evening, ambient mood lighting is best. Most of the time, other customers. Cutting quality to save money. Music you have to shout over to have a conversation. Smell of the toilet when sitting near it. Too much on the menu. There is no way all that is fresh and ready. Children. Kids. Kids. I personally can't stand when the bussers or servers are going at 100% speed. Makes me feel anxious and like I need to be eating quicker. I worked at a restaurant like this and they were borderline abusive, and my coworkers would literally be sprinting around trying to get 10 things done at once. I prefer a relaxing environment and I'll wait a bit longer to get my food. Letting people bring their filthy dogs inside where other people are eating. Parents that let their kids run wild. Skimping on food for a meal that's way overpriced. Too much focus on ambience and photogenicness and not enough on what turns out to be a basic sloppy menu. A group of real estate agents doing post-work drinks. When they don't treat, I pay their staff well. You can tell, especially if you've worked in the industry, and it seeps into every aspect of the place. You can practically feel it oozing out of the walls. I don't care about anything other than tasty food and water refills. A uranium bomb. Loud and disruptive environments. Can be the music, misbehaving children, loud groups of people, outdoor dining next to a busy road, and so many other things. I will actively avoid these areas if I am dining there to enjoy myself. There are rare exceptions, like Rickabeans in Chicago. Anywhere that is not truly exceptional ain't getting my business without a calm environment. For me, I have determined that average restaurants run by a rule of 3. After your order has been taken, the staff will usually offer you a refill on your drink 3 times. Once to check up on your sometime between when you get your appetizer and before your food. Another when you get your food. And lastly, after you finish your food at a point when you would decide on dessert or not. If places never ask or check up on you, the service is usually pretty lousy, and you can usually expect the same from the food. If they check up more often, you can usually expect the quality to reflect that level of care as well. It's not always the case, and sometimes a place is just busy, and they can't be everywhere at once. It's usually more reflective of the work environment than it is the individuals though, and that's on management. TLDR: shitty managers breed shitty restaurants. How sanitary the restroom is. Concrete floors, high, open ceilings, metal or stone walls. When it's like they're trying to create the loudest, most echoey place possible. Owners who can't treat their staff like people. Screaming and crying kids. There was a restaurant I'd wanted to try for a long time. It was small and it was popular, so it usually booked 6 to 8 weeks out. As a surprise, my husband booked reservations for us. Awesome. It was a French restaurant with a prefix menu and seatings at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Well, we get there for our 5 p.m. seating and everyone is getting settled in by around 5:10. There were 4 empty seats. Around almost 5:30. A group of 6 people comes to the front and says they arrived for their reservation. If I were the hostess, I just would have turned them away at that point, as wine and the first course were already being served. The hostess says, "Yes, we have your reservation, but it's for 4, not 6. I can seat only 4 of you." Well, these assholes start making this huge scene because they said they made reservations for 6 and the restaurant fucked up. They were 100% full of shit. This place was so popular that they called to confirm all reservations a couple of days beforehand, and also confirmed the hashtag of people the reservation was for. I'm sure these people were just trying to bring along to friends. They make such a stink that the hostess calls the owner chef, who is cooking the food, out front to deal with it. He actually agrees to seat them. To do this involves moving all the people on one side of the restaurant to different seats to accommodate the 2 extra people. Now the wait staff moved all the dishes, but we had to move our wine glasses, purses, jackets, etc. It was extremely disruptive and, honestly, with the scene that preceded it, kind of ruined the meal for me. We figured we'd get some kind of compensation for the disruption, but nope. Just apologies from the wait staff and that was it. Never went back there again. Food was good, but I could not get past how they handled that situation. Sulfur monoxide, incredibly unprofessional. The restaurant has since closed, not surprised.